Hey, welcome to VRAgency 360 degree walkthrough and monetization. I remain your dude Victory. Of course, I'm very excited to once again find myself doing this. If you are a returning customer or you are just coming on board to one of our products launches, then you will come to appreciate that I invest a whole lot of time and resources to ensure that I personally take all my customers on my product walkthrough because I'm very concerned with my customers making the best use of the product and of course getting the return upon investment of getting a product which I've spent a whole lot in bringing on board and which is also helping me in my marketing journey. So once again, welcome on board. Happy to join the Harper family once again. So VRAgency 360 walkthrough and monetization will certainly take through this entire outline, which we're looking at how to use the VRO Studio. We'll also be considering how to use the 360 degree creator system. We'll also be looking at how to use your video studio, how to use the image studio, and of course how to use the page builder. And overall, we'll see how to position and make money using VRAgency 360. Interestingly, I believe you're already playing around the dashboard of VRO Agency 360 so far. But it is my pleasure to personally take you on a further walkthrough on the use of this system. So join me as we look straight on to how to use our VRO Studio. Alright, so right here to use the VRO Studio, you have to log in into your dashboard. And once you get onto your dashboard, you're going to find the welcome message just as it is. So you can listen to the welcome message from my partner, Mary Brand, and get to see how he also takes you on the entire walkthrough processes right there. But of course, I'm taking you on a live walkthrough right now, which will bring you to the top menu where you get to see all the tools that you can access right inside of your VRAgency 360 degree. So at this point, we're looking at the VRO Studio, which I just click on it, and it's going to take you to the interface where you can create your VRO Studio. Right on your VRO Studio, usually VRO Studio requires you to have what we call the 360 degree images. So if you already have a 360 degree image created for you, you can also source this online, or you could create it yourself. Let's assume you have a client that already has a 360 degree image. You can then bring it in to come down straight to where we have the create new. So once you hit on create new, you can then come over to create your new virtual tour system. And the creating process is described as a campaign. So you're required to put a campaign name. So let's say you want to create a virtual tour either for your personal business. The business could be that you own a fashion sales store where you have several fashion products. It could be natural hairs, it could be fashion hair pomades or hair oils, it could be some beautifying items that you have in the store, or it could be an eatery, a coffee cafe, which you can use in setting up a virtual tour where your expected audience can just follow your link and have the real-time experience like they are at your physical store. And right at the point, they can point, click, and make purchases of whatever they need. And they can also get to see whatever message you have to drop to them, whatever interactions you have with them at real time for any product or for any item you may have created what we call a hotspot on. Hotspot I'm also going to be showing you. So let's say you are creating this for, let's use let's say a hotel setting. Let's rather use a hotel setting. So here could be hotel decor. Alright, so you have a hotel decor, so could just say this is a virtual for hotel decor. Right, so you just give the description right in there. All you need to do is hit on continue. Now if you hit on continue, you are required to either pick 360-degree images you already have from your local machine, or you are expected to pick a 360-degree creator which you have to pick from your creator. So assuming you've used your creator to create several 360-degree images, then you can pick from it here, and it's going to show you collections of images you've already created using your 360-degree images. So already have one right here created. Then of course, if you do have from your local machine, just as I have here, you could also come to choose file from your local machine. So right here I have several collections of our 360 images which I could pick. So you can go ahead to select images you have right there. So you could select as much images as you want to add in your virtual tour. So let's just leave these 3 images, and once I hit on open, it lists all my selected images right inside there. These are 360 images already, so I could come hit on continue, and it's going to get it uploaded. Once it gets to 100%, it means that our images are fully into our VR account and is ready for use. Right, so this is already 100%, and it's set for us to keep it rolling. So just hit on continue, and it brings it down to our VR experience canvas system, where we'll create the entire interactions we want to create within our VR tour. So give it some seconds for it to fully load up our 360-degree image on the view. So right here we have our image. So if you can see from this image, I believe what you already seen, you can see the bar right at the forefront there looking at you. You can also get it rolling, and you see all the seated points. So if you have on your bar here, you have specific locations that are VIP or that you want to reserve that have special price tags. You can set all of these, and you can use the image right here to, of course, broaden your view. You can see, toy it around and get to see a nice view. You can of course zoom out from this, and it brings you to the entire tools you need to work with. Now, elements you can use in creating your interactions, you can find it to the left pane, and it's called choose your hotspots. You can add a text to give an instruction you want to give. You can add a call to action button, which once they click, it could either take them to another page, or it could take them to the next room, or rather it could take them to whatever you've linked up on your URL. You also have a direct URL here that gives you whatever link you want to point them to. You can also attach a file, could be a catalog file or a menu of food menu that you may have, or drink menu that you have, the prices of drinks you have. You could have them download the catalog and read it up to know what they really have that they can order virtually. You can also embed a video that gives a further description of what your product or your business or services is all about. You can add a cool music or an audio instruction for your audience when they're on the tour experience. You can also add an opt-in form that allows you to grab the first name and the email address, which you can use for subsequent marketing. And you can embed just whatever you may imagine, that it's JavaScript code or an HTML code, into your virtual tour experience. You can also set an email trigger, which would grab the email and send them either contact email details you've set up, and you can also drop the phone details here to get their details. You can also come as far as setting up images and adding maps, and you can use the jump function. So for the purpose of this walkthrough, let me quickly play around with some of the elements, and you see how it flows. So I'm coming down to say, I want to leave an instruction, maybe, let's say this is a reserved table, a VIP table, so I could just have a call to action. Once I click on it, you see this grid sign coming here, so I could just hit on it here to drop my hotspots, and once you click on it, I have to click back to edit my hotspots. So it's going to pop up. So on my hotspot here, I want to change the title VIP reserve. Right, so we could have it like here, it's VIP only spots. Here's VIP on the spot. Make pre-order of $7 and set dates to get it booked. Right, so you can have it right there. So if it's something they need to walk into when they come in, right here on your CTA URL, you could then have your link, which will now go either to your cart, your payment card, where they can make payments. So you could just come and say, let's just say booknow.com. Alright, so once you book it, you can then come to choose what you want your CTA to be. So your CTA, you have several buttons, badges, banners, icons, and arrows. So if you hit on buttons, you can pick any of the buttons you want here, add to cart. If you're looking at having badges, you could pick any of the badges here to beautify it. If you're looking at banners, you can pick any of the banners here that does fit your setup. So whichever one that does fit what you want to do, you can go ahead and use them up. So let me go back to use a button, and I'll use the add to cart function right here. So have it right there, add to cart. Once you scroll down, you can get to see how it's looking. So I could come save this up, or I could still come over here to work on my styling. On my styling right here, you could change the background. You could also change the position of your call to action if you want to centralize, just like I have it right there. You could also change the hotspot background, whatever you want to. You can choose whatever color you want to give it. So whatever color it is, once you give it, it speaks that color. So you could come and hit and save, and you're going to see change it right there. You could also change the hotspot background right there, whatever you want to change it to, you can have it right there. So if you also save that, it changes everything you see around here. Okay, we still have that. Let's use this. Alright, so let's change it. So if it's not sharp enough, you could say it changes it. And if you scroll down, you can also touch on your border color, border styling. I can also go down to change this icon you're seeing here, the dollar icon. I could change it to become a pay icon right there, VIP Reserve Pay. You have a whole lot of collections you can make around it there. So once you're done, you can also scroll down to see if there are other parameters you want to walk around with. If there are none, you can then come back to your core and hit and save. And once you hit and save, it has done your configuration right in there. So at the next part here, you can then think of what next to do. I can then come over, take to my bar. Let's say I want to give a catalog of what we have in the drinks. I could come, use the file, drop it here. So I could have it right here. If I hit on it to edit it, so I could just have it here. Drink catalog, right? So I have a drink catalog. Get to see all available drinks. So you can have it right there, and at this point you're expected to choose a file. So you could go ahead, choose whatever PDF file you want to use right there. It's going to work for you. So I could just come pick whatever document I want to use there and hit on it. It saves. Once it's saved, it's going to find it shown here as an attached document which I can use. So of course the same thing also applies. Once it's fully saved, you can then come over to walk around the styling here, apply whatever kind of style you want to apply. So I can come check on the styling here, set whatever kind of styling I want. If you also want to play around the background to You could go ahead, play around the background colors, whatever you wanted, the hotspot background. You could also go play around it to set it to whatever you want it to be. So once you apply it, changes are also taking effect simultaneously. So you could see it, our drink catalog. So you could just leave it there, and if you want to add an icon, you can check up for an icon that is close to, or that gives a description of what you are trying to represent. So you could just carefully run the entire icons down and see if you could find something that sends the message of what you are representing. So let's just see if we could just have a quick peek. But of course, at your time, you could just settle down to pick whatever you want to apply there. But let me just make a quick selection now and have something in there. So it could just come up right here. Right, let's just have this in there. So I change the icon, if you think I've changed it, and if we come back to our call, all I need to do is hit and save. You can see the file attached there, so I hit and save, and I'm done with the hotspots. So as much as you want to pick up linking, you could come over here, set any hotspots you want to set. It could be an audio, it could be a video, and you do the entire embed. So I can also come in here, effect an opt-in form. At this point, I want to put an opt-in form right there too. So you could just hit on it and say, let's send a gift. Let's send you gifts. Let's send you a gift. All right. Provide us with your email details to allow us forward you an invite to a close your party. So you could just have it like that, and all you need to do is select the autoresponder you want to use. If you use local, if you don't have any of these autoresponders connected, you can come use local. Then the next is to select your email list. You can just have my campaign list. So once you're done, you hit and save, and that applies to that point. Then if you move around this, let's say you're looking out for a door, and we can see a door. So the person walks down to this door at this point here, and you want to link the person up to other VR you've created to see other designs. You can create here and you see other designs. So let's say you want to take the person into an office room, where at this point here you want to take the person either to this other facility or this. So let's say you want to bring the person to this facility. So to do that, you use the jump element. So once you hit on the jump element, we are assuming once the person gets to this point, you can then come edit this hotspot. So it's calling it take me to reception. Let's take me to reception. All right, take me to reception. So at this point, you're expected to pick any of the points you want to use here, which is your reception. So I'm using this, and once I pick that up, I hit on save. I'm okay with what it says. So take me to reception. So once you're done setting up all you have to set up, you can then come back and use the actions here. You can save this action, you can preview it, you can go to install it on your website or share the link anywhere using the share function. But let's preview this and see what happens, because it's already applying the setup we've done. Alright, so at this point, you can see here that if someone visits your VRAgency system, your VRAgency link, and sees this, all he needs to do is to click on it, and it's going to redirect the person to either pay using the card. Here is a VIP only spot, make a pre-order of $57, and set date to get booked. So the person can go ahead and do this, and it's going to get the person booked. So right on real time, you're interacting with your audience, your prospects, and making them take an action that you want them to take. Again, I can just come over here, and this is the bar. I hit on the bar, and it pops up. It says get to see all our available drinks. All you need to do, hit on it and download it, and you get to see it. Again, I could come down here. So let's send you a gift. So all I need to do is to put a name. So I could just say Mac and have it as Mac Spence at gmail.com. It's going to forward this into our lead system. That goes is captured as a lead. And if the prospect keeps going and gets to the point where we have an outlet door, so you see it says take me to reception. So all you need to do, click on it, and it's going to load the reception for the prospect. So right here you can see right inside the reception room office where you can communicate or contact with the receptionist before it gets to see other services or other facilities within the hotel. So that's exactly how you can create all interactions inside your VRAgency system. So once you're done, you can come hit on save, just like we have it there, and it's going to bring you back to your entire VRAgency studio collections, and you can find it right here at the first top, which is the hotel decor we created. And if you take your cursor right here, you can see that you can of course hit to install this. If you hit to install it, it gives you the required instruction on how you can install this on your site. You can copy the HTML link, which you can use, just like you can see it right here. So you can see the entire links right there. So if you come right there, you see the actions required, and you could also work on the embed link. You could also see the entire links you can use. So just copying this link alone, someone can always have a contact with your VRAgency you've created. So once you copy it, you should copy it to clipboard. So you can always come back here, close it out, go back to my share option. On the share option, I can share it across Facebook, Twitter, Telegram, WhatsApp, Pinterest, Reddit. I could also come to use my own domain, which means I can install my subdomain. To do that, if I save this again, it's going to take me back to the page where I can see where to apply my domain. So right here, if you click again on the three dotted menu option here, you get to see how to add a subdomain. If you do add a subdomain, it pops the instruction on how you can add a subdomain, right? So you can set up a subdomain. You could also set the link, and then you copy the link out and you can start sharing. You can also close this up. Let's get this closed up. Once you have this closed up, you can also come back, bring your cursor to locate the three dotted menu options, and come to set your own custom domain. So to set your own custom domain, all you need to do, once you click on it, you see the instruction is to log in into your domain registrar. You go to your DNS settings, click on add, and select URL redirect record from the drop down list. You need to complete this field, set up your host. If it's a value, you set this up, and you can go ahead to set your redirect type to max. Let me quickly show you what this means on our domain name registry. So on the domain you have like this, you can have it once it get down to domain manage, and you have it set to Namecheap basic DNS. All you need to do, come to advanced DNS. Once you get to advanced DNS, you scroll down. At this point where you have set records, when you come to add new record, it asks you an option. So the option you're selecting is URL redirect record. So that your host, you're expected to put an @ just like you have the instruction here that says host is an @ or www. Then in your value, you're expected to copy this out. And drop it right inside here. If you have this at @ your value, which is a destination, you drop this URL right there, And of course, in the next instruction, you are told that the redirect type should be masked or framed. So what option do we have here? Name chip. The option we have here is mask. So you're expected to use that. So once you're done, you hit on save. So that's how you can go about to set up your own custom domain, which you can use for your marketing purposes or give out to your prospects to go check out your services or your product. Or when you design for a client, you can always link them up to a custom domain. So the further business tip here is, with your one VRAgency account, you can use it to create several VR experiences with custom domains assigned to each created campaign. So you can always assign a campaign to a custom domain. That's quite unique, meaning you can use your account to service as much customers out there, giving them your VR experience. So that's the power you have with your VRAgency tool. So right there again, we've already discussed the share option. So in the share option, you get to see all of this. So that's the beauty you get with the VRAgency 360 on the VRO Studio. So we're looking at how to create 360 images to allow you effect the VRO tour using the 360 creator. So to access the 360 degree creator, all you need to do, hit on creator, 360 degree creator. Now on your 360 degree creator, you can of course access the old 360 degree creator, and you can also have the option to use your mobile phone to create a 360 degree image, which is quite awesome. First, let's access our old 360 degree creator. What it does for you is, if you have the 360 degree creator system, you can hit on create new. On your create new, you need to give this, as let's assume we are to create the 360 degree image of the tour we just heard. So you could say hotel the cool 360 image. Of course, it's with the 360 image you can create whatever experience. You can just say hotel the cool 360 image. All right. So I hit on continue. Once you hit on continue, it gives you the dimension you need to work with. Choose your image, exported image size 1704 by 1704. So you have the top, you have the left, you have the front, you have the bottom, you have the right, you have the back. So I have some of these images here. Same could also apply if you're working with realtors. Realtors have some of these images already in their plan, in their design. So you could just ask them, because they use other expensive tools to render the virtual tour. But with your option for your VRAgency, you have the option to offer them a relatively cheaper cost in the quest for a VR tour for the services. So they can also use your account to create a VR tour, and you give them a link which they can also share with their target prospect. So let's go create one. I need to hit on the plus sign here. So if I hit on the plus sign, all I need to do, get back to where I have my VR tour images. So I have it here. I have images creator. So let's see how I can go create an image for ourselves. So let's just use this. So at this point, I can just say I'm looking for the top. He's here as the top. Next, looking for the left, I come back, select my left. Next, looking for the front, I come back, select my front. And next, to pick my bottom, I click my bottom. So I have my bottom right there, I select it. Then I select my right. I select my right, then I select my back. So once I do all of these, I have successfully created a 3-degree image. If I hit right here, continue, she's going to wrap it up for me and create a 360-degree image for use. So once I finish uploading, I need to still hit back the old 360 creator system. So the 360, you can see our newly created 360-degree here, which is Hotel the Cool 360. So I can come over here to preview it, and let's see how our 360-degree image comes up. So once it fully loads up, you can then toggle around it. Right, so you can see that we have a toggle room that gives us a 360-degree view of the room we just created right now. So that's exactly what you get. You can see the top created right there. So we've successfully created this. But of course, if you want to go create a 360-degree using the mobile phone, all you need to do in step 1, you are required to go to either your Google Play Store or your Apple Play to download it. So let's open this in a new tab. For Apple users, you can open this and you see the exact app you're required to install. So once you install the Google Street app, the Google Street View app from either Google Play or Apple Store, then you will have the explore options showing like this. You're expected to select camera. So here it is. For Google Street View, here it's the app. Here this is how the app looks like. So you're expected to install it. I already have it installed. So you can view all the images. You can turn on your camera right inside of your house or the hotel or your prospect facility which you want to create a 360-degree image on. You can use your camera to create it. Here it is on Apple Store. You can also see the image, how it looks like. So you're expected to install this. Once you install it and you come over to this point, you hit under the Explore menu category, you'll find these 3 options: link external 360 camera and import 360 photos. So you go click the option for camera. Once you click the option for camera, the next part is select the camera will be taken to the camera screen. The app will guide you through a capture process. Essentially, the user has to stand still, hold the device in the right position, pointing the camera at the dot, and hit all the orange cycles appearing on the screen. Here it's exactly the dots you see. If you look at this, you see orange dots showing all around it.
This is gonna.
So once this plays around, you turn it up. You can also get to see it at the point right there. So you see the camera showing up here. Let me widen it up so you get to see it clearly. So exactly, so you get to follow each of those spots. That's how you go creating your 360 images right from your location wherever you are. So you try to switch your camera to follow through the dots and cycle the dot. So you have it showing right there. So once below, can put your eyes below here. Once the cycle turns green, it shows that you've successfully made a 360 image out of the location where you are. Right, so you be at the position, holding your camera to the front of the face and going through the location spots, just like Google will be guiding you to do so. So once this turns green, please fix your eye below it. You'll see that's exactly the same experience you will get. Right, so at that point, you can then go publish your image if it's ready. Sometimes it could be tricky to download this image. So once it's fully done, you can share it to any of the social accounts, say WhatsApp. Once you share it to WhatsApp, then you can then go back to download the image from your WhatsApp. So that's exactly what you get at this point. So you have it done. You can then go ahead to list it up. So you could share it and tag your street name on it. So once you do that, you've successfully created your 360-degree image. So once we go down here, you get to see how you can hold your screen. So it says hold your phone close, hold your phone vertically and close to your face. And at this point, your app has already begun stitching all images to create a 360-degree panorama. The progress is indicated by an orange loading bar at the bottom of the screen. As soon as the process is completed, the app will notify you by indicating that your 360 photo is ready to publish, just like I showed you. And on step 4, you can then have the images are now stitched together into one 360 image, while you are able to preview the raw version of the image in both Android and iOS devices. There are some differences in how you access them. Android and iOS users will need to press the private tab, click on your image and press the share icon and choose share privately, and then save image and send it using Gmail app, or you could save it through your WhatsApp. So that's exactly what you get to see from this GIF here that shows you how you should share the image and have it downloaded. So that's exactly how you can go about creating your 360-degree images using your mobile phone, which really makes it quite practical. And you could also have your prospects offer them a free visit to the facility. Then you will charge them nothing to come take a 360-degree image of the facility, their businesses or services they are offering, and that you will create a very wonderful virtual tour for them that will help convert their prospects or customers to have a returning customers 10 times more than they usually get, and especially within this pandemic challenging times when many people are trying to avoid crowding, of course, practicing social distancing. So the need for VRO tours is becoming really, really necessary. So you really need to leverage on this tool and make the most out of it. So in our next flow, we'll be looking at how to use using our video studio to create interactive videos to engage and sell. So this again, it's another powerful tool within our VRAgency 360-degree tool. So let's quickly look into. To access the video studio, all you need to do hit on video studio, and it brings you to the available page for creating interactive videos. So you could just come hit on create new. So on a create new, it currently starts with creating a campaign name. So whatever your video it's all about, let's still use the niche we're looking at. It could be a hair beauty salon or fashion. Let's just say, let's use the hotel decor, right? You can always change this poster to whatever you want it to be. It is just for internal use. So once you're done giving your campaign a name, you hit on continue. So at the point of continue, you can either select a YouTube video you want to work with, or you could have a video right in your Dropbox you want to work with, or it could be a video from your local machine, your local computer you want to use to create interactive video on, or you could choose to select from the library. So if you want to select from the library, all you need to do, come type the keyword you want to work with. Of course, you could have several collections of video if you have to use libraries, like you can see. So all you need to do, switch the keywords here, put whatever keywords you want, and you use it. But for the purpose of this walkthrough, I'm going to be using a YouTube video, which I have right here. I want to use this, so I will copy my YouTube URL video, and you will see it just as it is, like this, right? So this becomes my YouTube video. So we'll give it some time for it to process. Once it fully processes, it's going to show right here. You can also go ahead to hit on continue, but it picks that up too. So once you have it processed like this, after some couple of seconds, you can always come to play a preview of your video right here. So as you're viewing it, whatever the section is you want to embed on it, you can then go over to start adding your experiences you want to add. So once you have it here, if you want to add a logo, all you need to do is to hit on logo, and you can position your logo to wherever you want it. Once you click on it to have your logo image change, you can see it under customizing. You can set your start time, you can set your end time when you want the logo to appear, so you can then come over, select whichever logo I want it to have. So it could just have this here. Let's say I'm having this logo on it. So once you have that uploaded, you can set your start time, and you can adjust this logo appearance at real time so that it doesn't take it off proportion. And you can have my start time about 0. 1 milliseconds. Okay, 17 is quite fair. So I could say I want to have it right down to 1 minute into this, and you could set your transition how you want it to look like. If you want it folded out, type out, if you want it postulate, however you want it, if you want to shake in or if you want to slide in. So whichever one does fit the transition mode you want, you can of course select it in. So once you have that, you need to hit and save. So while that continues, you can come back to your elements, and while you play your video, you can also skip through your video timeline and know what you want on your video. If it gets to the section and let's say you want to add something to where it was, let's say you have it right there. Okay, so let's post it here. You want to add a call to action button, you can go ahead, add a call to action button right there. So once you click on it, you have the option buttons. If it's a cart button, add to cart button you want to add, or if it's batches you want to add, you can go ahead to add the batches. So we can then come over here to select a badge we want to add. So whatever you want to do here, you can still adjust the image to meet whatever you want to place it. So you want to give 100% satisfaction guarantee at this point. So you can also set a set time when you want this to appear. You can take this to about 63 seconds when you want this to appear. You can also set a URL if you want someone to click here and it redirects. That is why it is a call to action. So once they click for their satisfaction, you can of course set it to whatever they want to set it to and have it there. So whenever they click on satisfaction, they can get it. But most times it's good you have a call to action. So once you save this, I can get over to another timeline. Let's go to our element. So at another timeline, I could say I want this video shared. At this point, I could say share this. So once it comes up, I can position here this wherever I want it to be. Then I can set my start time which I want it and my end time. I could also work on my styling, how I want it to appear in, and you save. In between two, you can also get to see more elements you could add. You could add a map. You could also use the embed function to add an opt-in form which will work at real time. You could also add a map. You could also superimpose a video on this. You can also go ahead to add a button. So whatever the button function you want it to be, you can add it here, and you have a URL stated on it. So you can also use this for a sales page preview. So if you're doing a promo, which I'm also going to show you at the promo angle where you can monetize your VRAgency app. So this could be anything that goes to your affiliate link right there, and here could be get access now, right? So you have an option like that. You set your peak time. You can then come back here, adjust this to wherever you want it to be, and you can also come work on your styling. Your blind is okay. If you want to adjust the font size, you can then go ahead, increase the font size to however you want it to be. Then on your box, you could also touch on your padding, the right hand side, your border. When you're done working on your background, you could also add the hover, and let's say you want to change your hover color and your background. Let's have the start color within this range here, so we can have it right there, and we have it right here. Okay, so once you're done, all you need to do is scroll below and hit on save. So once you hit and save, you can see our new design showing up here. Get access now. So we have it showing right there. So once it gets to about this 2 minutes into the video, you should be able to show this. So once you're done, you can of course come over to save your interactive video you've created, or you could preview it. So once you hit on preview, this is how your video will look like. So you have a preview here, you play it up. Once it gets to the set timing, which we set this, I think this is about 15 or 13 that our logo was to appear. So once you get about that time, our logo should pop up. It's going great. So you see our logo is up there. So our logo is now showing. Then at about some seconds further, we should be able to see other elements which we added, which will give an interactive video preview. So we have it there. At about this time, you can see we have a button right here, satisfaction guarantee, which if you click here, it redirects you. I can of course open this in a new tab, and if I seek this, it takes me to the new next slides or next video section, which I should have my social share button. Outside a social share button, we should be getting the click button. So if we go down, I think we're already getting close to where we have it. Great, so say right there, you can get to see our share button, so you can see it right there. And within our share button, you can also get to see our click through button right there. So you see it there, you can of course click on this and it goes to your affiliate link right on your video right there. So you can always use it to redirect people whom you want to promote your videos on. So that's exactly how you can go about using your VRO or video studio rather to create interactive videos and sell right on your videos. You can also use this to create several interactive videos for your clients. So you can then come over to hit and save. Of course, for all your saved interactive videos, you can always get to preview them. You could also choose to share them and use this link to share it, or you could embed it on any of the pages you want. So right on the link, you can create interactive videos to start promoting any affiliate product. So I'll be showing that in the how to position and make money using our VRAgency 360, right? So let's now move on to using our image studio. So how to use the image studio, create and design any image. To do so, all we need to do, hit on image studio. So right on the image studio, you can always come to create new to take you to our image studio editor. So right from this editor, you can pick whatever image you like. You can pick the image and drop it. Let's say we want to pick this image. I have the URL, so I could just drop the URL and it's calling up this for me. So I could go ahead to open this if I want to work on it. If I want to crop it, I could go ahead and crop whichever section I want to crop. If I want to rotate it, I can rotate to whatever angle I want to rotate and place it the way I want it to be. I can always choose to resize it. I could also change the radius angles however I want them to look like. So if I get whatever I want, if you apply it, it changes your radius angle. You can also play around with the colors however I want it to be. You could also add some other interactive characters. You could have the secretary character. I could just add it up wherever I want it to be. I could have it added there. I have it as this layer, or I could have this shown up right there. So whichever place you want to position it, if it does fit your image, you can go ahead to do so. You can also toggle around the business characters, cooking characters, plumber characters, secretary characters, and arrows you could get. You could also get to see your basic tools you could work with, and you could also get to see your text tool. So once you select the text tool, you can go ahead, add the text in right there. hey, just a demo guide. So once I do that, I could come change my color right here to whatever will make this more pronounced. So once I have it right there, I could come preview my design and see just a demo preview right there. So whatever I want to add, I can come pick the text and go ahead to add it to my design. I could also come pick any strokes I want to use to add to my design. I could also add some filters to make my design have some more fields. I could go ahead to do so. I can also go ahead to add shapes if I want to add shapes to my design. So once you're done doing all of those, of course, you could take off whatever you want to take out from here. If I want to take out this character, all I need to do, take out this character, and it goes off. I have just what I have left right here. So my filters, I think I can take these out. I don't really need these filters, so you can always do a pullback of what you've already done. So you could still go back to what I have here. You could still check inverted grayscale and sepia. Whatever your filters you're interested in, you could go ahead to use it, or you could of course take them out. Check it off, or check this off. I take it off, then it reverts your image back to what you want it to be. So once you're done, you can then come hit and save. Once you hit and save, you have it hit and save, you have it new design image. So you could set the quality you want it to be and you hit and save. So once you hit and save, it's going to be saved into your gallery, which you can always get back to gallery to see design. So you see it here. So right here you can see your newly designed image and gallery, and you can always preview it, or you could download it as well as delete whatever you've designed using our image studio. So in the next section, we're looking at how to use the page builder to design all kinds of websites. Right, so let's get on that quickly. So to get on page builder, we just hit on page builder. So on page builder, you can also get to see several pages you may have designed. So you have the option to either design from scratch, which means you have to create the blog. You need to know what design you want to make or what your client is looking for before you can go ahead to select creating from scratch. Let me quickly show you the interface, how it looks like when you choose to create from scratch, and how easy it is if you want to create from templates, which is more like a done for you option. So it all starts with your design flow. Here you can see your design blocks layout, where you can drag and drop blocks you want to set up, and you can preview your design as a desktop view or as a mobile view, how it will look like. So coming to desktop view, you can also preview, you can also save using this icon. You can also get to see from scratch blocks you can build, you can also see templates. So building from scratch, it shows you what grid system you want to set up. If you want a space, you can just drop the empty space and it gives you an empty grid system which loads up. So within here you have your grid system. So once you click it, this comes out. Once you click in here, it comes out for you to see the different components you can work with. So on the component, you have your text component you can drop in there. You have your image video component you can drop. You have your call to action buttons you can drop. You have your list buttons you can drop. So let's say you're dropping text, so you want to drop a header, so you could just drop it right there. So I have here as my header, so you could just say, hey, this is a review products page. So once you have it right there, you can then come in your next component. You can go back and say you want to drop either a video, so I could just pick here and drop a video as well. So I have a video shown there. So of course you could always align this text to say I want it in the middle. So let's get this text properly aligned. Okay, this is quite order lists. Let's get to our styling right here. So on our styling, you get to set your padding. you have the normal content to set our padding to the bottom. So once I'm done, you can always switch options you want to apply your padding. So I'm also going to show you how you can use other options right here to apply the padding that will require your text to show by the middle hand side of your flow. But now let's go to add some more components. If you scroll down here, I want to add a call to action button right there. So still have it shown right here. I want to add another component. I'll pick the call to action button. So I'll just pick this and drop it right here. Let's see. Okay, that's apply a picture. I pick this and apply right there. So once you select this, if you have an image, you can set an image, and you can start your padding to the top right here. Let me take this to 190 to the top so that it leaves the video a little. Alright, so let's see. I think 190 is pretty too big. Let's bring it a little 100. Alright, the bottom, set it 100 px and apply. Right, then the button also set to 100 px and apply. So let's see, we have a button coming up to the left right there. Let's see, so the button right here, you can go set your link to the URL you want to set it to, HTTPS, you forward it, logo.com/link, and you hit on apply. Or you can also choose a block where you want it to go to, but in this case we are using a URL, so you can still come back. Text alignment, let's with the center. Let's see. Let's be sure. Let's preview this. Let's see setup right there. So let's quickly preview it and see. So you have to see something like this and look at it. It's not looking really looking nice because you need to put some more work, and your button is not really coming out rightly. You can see the click at option. So this, you need to put in some more work to do that, but I don't want to cover all of those scope right now on how to go about adjusting your block styling, using the half block styling or using the 1/3 block styling, which will now allow you to put your images, text places at different locations. So I could just bring this in right there. I could drop an element here, which I want. If I want this to be a text header, all I need to do, drag and drop it right there, and I'll have a text header which will allow me to centralize my text header system right there. So I can just have it right there. It's not loading up. So once it loads up, I can copy what I have here to drop it in there. Let's see. Right, so I can just copy what I have here. Okay, so once you have it here, of course I can change this to header 3 or header 4, which will now help you to centralize it. So depending on what you want to do, you can always change the styling, how you want it to display, and you can of course take this out. If you want to erase this, you can take this out. You delete that block. You can also delete this block, which will take this out. Then you start a totally new design right from there and start placing your blocks, or you pick a different block system right here. Let's say I think this is okay. This block system is okay. So you could have a 2-block system that way. Let's see which other one we could have. We could also come back here to have a 1/3 block system again that way. So at this point you can have your header 2, whatever you want to drop in there. You can have a header 2 at this point stated there. You can then go back, have a video placed in there, have a video right there. You can still come back to have your call to action button placed right in here. So you could just bring it to the bottom right there. Great. So once you're done with this, you can of course have a design here. This is new header, so you could have it right there. Once you're done with your design, you can then come over, save it. Then once it's saved, you can preview your new design flow, and this now gives you a more mobile view friendly rendering. But going back to a more nicer design flow which has already been done for you, which is what you will get using the templates. So I would recommend you use more of the templates so they don't get to have challenges using it. So you have almost all the niches covered for you in following the pandemic. So you could just come setting up a squeeze-based setup for diabetic patients. You could also talk about muscle building, weight loss program. So whichever of this setup that does appeal to your interests, as you keep scrolling down, you keep having more niches covered in this. So you have more niches set up here. So let's say you want to work with the weight loss program, so you could just come here and select any of these you want to work with. So if you say I want to work with this, all I need to do is use, or you preview. If you preview it, you get to see how it looks like. Inside. So within it here, I can just come pick this link. I think I have a link. So this is exactly the link. You'll be seeing how it looks like. So I copy this up. This is what I'll be using in my setup right here. So the video I want to pick from a local machine. So I come back to upload the video. At this point, I'm going to search for my video. Profito. Yeah, that's it. So I hit on open. So it's going to populate my video for me. At this point, I could of course hit on continue, let it process it. So once we have something like this, while you have a video playing right,
hello Esteemed JV and
video,
Super Athlete,
you can of course come to add your call to action button, which is a CTA button. Then once your call to action button comes in, we're looking at the options we have here. You could check for your buttons you have here, and or we could just add let's look for badges that we could work with now. Banners. Let's see all the elements we can pick. Let's use button rather now. Alright, I prefer this button. So on my button, I want to say click here to get access now. Right, and on my link is where you're dropping your affiliate link. So you have your affiliate link shown like that. Now if you want to pause video for this to show up, you need to pause video. Where do you want it to show up from? Let's say when the video, you always use this to toggle when you want this to show. Let's see.
Create a site. So I'm going to go to websites
31 seconds
and click on website.
You give it some time when it's something valuable about the product has been shown that is interesting. So you can then
if you want to view, then you can view the website. So
I want it to be at 0 to 18. So I can now come here, right here. I always get to cursor to see where you want it to start. So come down here and have it at 0 to, you can start it at 15. And how long do you want it to span to? I could have it till about 23. I could have it till about 23. So have it here 23. Alright, so once you do that, you can then come over, check your styling, apply your save, and get to see your button, how it looks like. Your button actually starts from,
so I'm going to log into my account.
So check for where your button
video
appears.
I want to use.
Let's get it right. So
then you go to the
all the settings.
So it's going to take you to the view the website and click on add me.
Right, so
if you want to view, then you can view the website.
I have a button right here, so you can come down, check your padding, increase it, whatever you want to increase. You can also add some color startup to your background. You have it right there. You can change the end color to be about this. You have it right there. If you want to add it over, you can add it up, so you save it. Once your setup is properly saved, you could also pick another timer setting where you can add a further button to read, or you could then come to add the actual cart button, which is the cart options that says add to cart. So if you select this, you also pick your timing when you want this to commence. If you want this should be 7 minutes 19 seconds, and it should end at 7 minutes 32 seconds. So all you need to do is to drop your link there. You select the transition, how you want it to be. You also position it where you want this to be, and you hit on save. So you would have successfully created your actions where you want them to be. So it would have saved your interactions. So once you're done, you can compare all that you've done, check it up, then come over to our preview your actions or your design so that you can have a link you can start using to mail out. So at this point, you have a new video. So once your target audience comes to play
Hello,
this
esteemed
video,
JV and super
let's say we
athlete.
push it
This
to
is the dashboard
about
of
the
Real
time we set
Profit,
it
as you
to.
can
It's
see.
about
So the total number of
2 minutes 13 seconds. You should have your button showing right there. So we have it click here to get access now. So once the user clicks here, it's going to get redirected to your set URL. So that's exactly how this works. So it redirects it, and each time somebody makes a purchase from here, you also be making money. That is exactly what happens with the affiliate marketing. Now if this continues till about 7 minutes into this, just like we have it, I think we have something else about 7 minutes into this. You should have the next.
So let me select this image as an advert.
Okay, we already bypassed that. Let's see.
It's on your site automatically. So let me just click on grab now, so you can see there's an action. So you can see
that's not our preview page.
It's working. You can see videos grabbed successfully. So to be sure,
this is about our preview page, right? So you come over to about 7 minutes into this. Right, so
sure if actually your video was grabbed and pasted to your site, just go to content.
Right, so at this point it pauses the video and shows you the cards which
okay, so once you go to content, it's going to show all the videos on your site, and as you can see, these are the videos that were just grabbed. Like right now, you can see word news, that's the category. Can you see? And it's published automatically. Can you see that? And remember, I set the video to 5, and that's why we have 5 videos here.
Run your affiliate services, and of course the image builder rather than page builder, you can use it to run your affiliate services. You can look from templates, see whichever templates that has a video preview setup that you can work with. So looking at this, if nothing is here, I can quickly use this confirm page right there. If I hit on use, I can quickly use that confirmation page to run a review landing page, which I can use to promote. Alright, so at this point I can just come over, think of what to get off here. So I want to take this out. I'll take that block out. I also want to take this out. I'll take this element out from the block. I can also take this out. So once I take this out, what I want to drop in here is a video. So I'll come to templates, I'll come to video, I will just look for a single video I can drop in there, so to have my review video on it. Let's say, should be able to work with this. I think I'm cool with this. I could just drop this in here. So it loads it up. Once it loads it up, okay, it didn't drop inside here, so I could just come take the whole of this out, create my own view. I can still take the whole of this, so if I want to keep this, I can then come take logo out. At this point you can drop whatever description. I could just say review of active webinar tool. Okay, let's just rather use this here. I want this to have the same format as it has here, so I'm taking this out. Right, so have it there. I can just talk briefly about what it's all about. Then at the point of video, I'm expected to drop my video URL, so I will come back, select the earlier video, picking this video URL. So I pick it up, I take it down here, I drop the video URL right there, and I hit an apply. Yeah, so it has brought in the video URL for me. Then at my button here, this is the point where I'm expected to type in my URL, which is my affiliate URL. So I can just copy this out, bring it back to my design flow, drop it in here. So once I drop it, I apply it again. So once I'm done doing all of this, having typed my message right there, if I hit on save right now and preview this, I'm going to be having a newly created page which I can use for my product review of active webinar tools. So once you get here, you read about the tool, and you can then come here, get started. Now once you click on it, it redirects you to the source page, and at that point, well enough to start making some revenue percentage from the sale of active webinar. So that's exactly how you can go monetizing the entire tools you have inside of VRAgency, where every tool eats your way into making money. So once again, I want to thank you for making a time to start with me on the entire walkthrough process. Once again, you're welcome to the one big family with VRAgency 360 degree.